Hi, my name is Breana. I'm from our API support team at Xero. Welcome to our video where I will be taking you through how to set up client credentials in Postman, where you will be able to retrieve a list of your current active connections and then delete ones no longer in use. This is particularly important for app partners to manage their connections on an ongoing basis to ensure accurate Xero App Store referrals. Firstly, if you do not already have Postman installed on your machine, you can navigate to the Postman website to download it. You can find this linked in the description box below. Once this is downloaded, you can import the client credentials collection into Postman. Click on the link and click on the Fork Collection option and follow the prompts. Postman will open. Make sure you log in to retain your collections and environment if you aren't already. You will now notice the new collection on the left-hand side called Client Credentials. Please ensure that you select the correct environment called Client Credentials, because if you are posting to no environment or the incorrect one, the API calls will not work. You do not need to change or amend the values in here, as these values will be automatically populated. In this collection, there are two values you'll need to replace in the authorization header: the client ID and the client secret. You can simply either enter in the value directly into the field and overwrite what's there, or you can set up a vault in Postman and add the sensitive information to your vault. The vault can later be accessed in the Postman footer. Under this authorization tab, begin by replacing the username and password with your client ID and secret. Now is a great time to remind you to please remember to not share your client secret with anyone and make sure it is stored securely. Now you can generate an access token by clicking Send on the Post Token request. You will receive a response which includes your important access token, which will automatically save to your environment token variable. You will notice in the collection that we have included a get and a delete call. If you don't know the connection ID to delete a connection, you can find it using the get call by specifying the Xero tenant ID or Xero user ID for the connection as a request header. The Xero tenant ID or Xero user ID must be supplied as a request header, otherwise you will receive a 400 response. To show you an example of this, we make sure that we have clicked on Get Connections. We go to Headers, where we will see the Xero User ID or Xero Tenant ID values added. You can click the checkbox to select which one you wish to use. In this example, I will use the Tenant ID. Then click to send the request and you will receive your response. Note, with the Xero User ID, you will receive a list of all the tenants that this user has authorized. For app partners, the Xero User ID can be found in the referral screen on the App Partner dashboard. You can change the month to see old referrals. From the response, we copy the connection ID, not the tenant ID. These are not the same. The connection ID relates to that particular connection between the user and the tenant. You can find it in the ID field returned in the response from Get Connections. We will need this for our next request, so please copy it. Please note that if you have lost your tokens and don't have the user IDs or the tenant IDs for historical connections, you will need to get in touch with API support at api@xero.com to request a list of these and let the team know your client or app ID. We will now move on to our next request, which is deleting connections. If a trial does not convert to a paying customer, then you will need to disconnect their data to ensure we no longer consider this a referral and charge you. It is an app's responsibility to manage referrals and ensure the disconnection process is in place. We'll head to the Authorization tab, and as you'll see here, the token has auto-populated, and we will need to enter the connection ID from the getConnections call into the variable in the request URL. Click on Send. You should receive a 204 response indicating success. And that's how you set up and use client credentials in Postman. Once again, please reach out to us at api@xero.com if you have any questions on this collection or if you run into any errors. Thanks for watching.